Guys, I want you to remember this forever in life because it is true even if you like it or not. In front of the law, any type of law, there are those who are more equal than others. The same law will not apply the same to me or to you. The same law will not apply the same to Nosiviwe Mnamanguka or to Zizi Kodwa. It does not work like that in life. The step aside rule does not apply the same to everyone. It might mean something to Ace Mahashula and mean another thing to another person. This is what we are seeing right here. Let's congratulate Zizi Kodwa for finding himself back in parliament once again.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Ening, and we're back at it again with another one, and Zizi Kodwa is back in parliament. Listen, if you are not an ANC member, this is none of your business. How the ANC treats its people is none of your business. If you are an ANC member, yeah, maybe you can complain. But me and you, we can't complain. We're not card-carrying members of the ANC. They are doing what they feel is best for them. How this is going to impact or affect the ANC going forward, we don't know. Because you know now you are setting a trend now that you must follow. Because the next person who goes to court, who get charged with a case, and goes to court and sits there, but they have not yet reached a guilty verdict or not guilty verdict. That person can say, listen, what you did to Zizi Kodwa, I want you to apply the same to me. You know? So there's nothing we can do. They have chosen to do this. I saw some headlines saying that Zizi Kodwa has got some serious files. That's why he's treated differently. You know, it's not only him. There's so many people that were labeled from the Zondo Commission that are still members of parliament till today. So the step aside rule, we can clearly see and say that it was meant to deal with certain people. You know, so for me, let's listen first to what Zizi Kodwa said when he was in parliament, when he was sworn in parliament. Congratulations to him, by the way.
You're live on Newsroom Africa. You're being sworn in as an MP, even though you had taken the decision to resign and step aside. Don't you think that this undermines whatever, credibility that your organization is trying to imbue, especially in society?
Well, I'm here because I'm on the list of the ANC. The list has been certified. I was supposed to have been here last week, but because of other matters. But as for the issues you are raising, I think the organization can explain. I'm not here to speak on behalf of the organization. I can't speak on behalf of caucus. I'm here as a member, as instructed in terms of being number 25 on the list of the ANC to come and appear, to come and sworn in. So I'm here as a disciplined member because I've been expected to come and be sworn in. And that's why I'm here today.
All right, Zizi Kodwa, the former sports, arts and culture minister there, Iman.
Zizi is back in parliament, and he does not want to answer any questions because this is really an uncomfortable question to answer because everybody knows what is right or wrong. You know, everybody knows what is right or wrong. But like I said, not everyone is equal in front of the law of the ANC, the court, the family law, whatever law. We all know that people are treated differently. They've got a step aside clause and rule that they have set according to their conference. They signed, listen, if any member is charged with corruption or whatever the case can be, you need to step aside until the case is done. Let's read what it says. It says here, the terms and condition for representatives During the period that he or she steps aside, a public representative may not occupy, ladies and gentlemen, any executive office, minister, deputy minister, MEC or MMC, or other positions of responsibility in the legislative body, of caucus to which he or she belongs, speaker, deputy speaker, chairperson, and all of that. So there we have it. You are not allowed to be in any of those positions. In legislature, you are not allowed anywhere, because you are going to bring the party into disrepute. You're going to bring a bad image to the party. But you heard what Zizi said. Zizi said, listen, don't listen to me. I can't say anything. The party will speak on my behalf. Let's listen to one of the party leaders. Guys, prepare yourself. If you have not seen this clip, prepare yourself. You are not ready. You are not ready.
MK party members will be sworn in, but we understand that there's a possibility that your former minister, Zizi Kodwa, might also be sworn in as Member of Parliament. Is this in fact the case?
Yeah, if it is the case, then there's nothing wrong, because if you look at the step-aside rule, the step-aside rule does not say resign. The step-aside rule is about saying just finish your matters while you still hold that particular position.
So he'll hold the position and not be active in Parliament, or he will be there?
No, look, normally what has happened with, let's take instances where people, former ministers who were there, they resigned from their positions as the ministers, but they were still members of Parliament, and the same rules will apply to him.
But then if we're saying he's going to be a Member of Parliament, it means there he will participate either in specific committees, so he'll continue with his duties. It's not that he'll be somebody that is absent.
No, he cannot be absent. We expect him to participate, but all that we expect him to do is to make sure that he does not actively participate. It is participation that is not active, so to say.
No, that's a bit confusing. So he will be active in Parliament representing the African National Congress. Would it not be perhaps better to take somebody on the list that is lower?
No, remember the
because if he's going to be active but not necessarily active, it defeats the purpose, because I would think in the 7th administration you would want to make sure that in as much as you've got reduced members of Parliament now, those that are there must indeed be active.
No, basically is that you don't lose your position as a member. You know, maybe if you are a chairperson of a portfolio committee, you are removed from that until you resolve your matters. Okay. Now, what has happened with Comrade Zizi Kodwa is that the process of the list process had already taken its course, and he was already one of the members who had to be sworn in.
But you could supplement if you so wished.
Remember, once you have gazetted the list, you don't change it immediately.
But it seems the MK party is going to supplement.
The laws do not, the list, if it is gazetted, the rules warrants that you can't change immediately.
Because if you now had a vacancy, one would think that you'd be allowed to supplement to fill a specific vacancy, and it would go according to the list, that if you went to your reserve list, the last person underneath that person would then be taken up to take up the seat.
Yeah, if he's taken out, or if he resigns, for instance, then it will move. The list is gazetted right now. Once
I missed the name of this ANC leader. For me, I did not even want to check who he is. When I saw how he answers the question, I was like, hi. Yeah. Imagine that type of an answer. Even Fikile can come up with this type of creativity. This is serious creativity, guys. Serious creativity. Just, you know, when you want to defend the defenseless, the indefendable, indefendable, whatever the English is. It's undefendable what you are trying to defend. Because the ethics, the chief whip of the ANC said they must be the ANC members must be judged on a higher ethical standard than normal people. That's what he said. He said, we must carry ourselves on a higher ethical standard. Listen exactly what the chief whip, the leader of the ANC in parliament, what he said.
You see, we have been explaining this to our comrades, that while we subscribe to our legal jurisprudence, which dictates that you are innocent until proven otherwise, we are not ordinary people, we are revolutionaries. We have joined the struggle. The fact that there are many setbacks we have suffered along our way when some of our comrades were doing things below standard cannot mean that we must normalize that which is abnormal. Revolutionaries are supposed to be measured above the Constitution. That is why the question of morality, ethics, and the conduct, which is beyond what the Constitution may prescribe, is attendant to those who have voluntarily taken the responsibility to be the midwives of the social transformation of our country. So we can't be measured. We are supposed as the ANC to lead our own members, lead the opposition, and lead the society as a whole. When we call ourselves a leader of society, what distinguishes us from others? It must be because we are not measured on the basis of minimum standards. The Constitution of the Republic is a minimum standard. Revolutionaries are supposed to be above that. And because others have not done so, we can't even fail to attempt to strive to that direction. And that is why we've been saying to comrades, well, when comrades say, no, but so and so happened, it happens to him, you didn't do that, we said, but at some point we must begin. That is why the president of the ANC said, beyond this valley, there must be redemption. And there must be few who are disciples of that redemption, and they must be found in the leadership of the ANC. And that is why we're not going to allow comrades to drag us to a lower standard, that if you are not guilty as yet, let's tolerate whatever happens, let's disregard what society says and how they perceive you. The reason why we've declined in these elections is because of the trust, the leadership that has lost trust.
That is the chief whip of the ANC, speaking their honest truth, and that is what we expect from not only the ANC, but any other member of parliament. We expect it, that they carry themselves on a higher standard of ethics. You know, a pastor cannot behave like a normal church member. A principal cannot behave like a normal employee of the school. Like you cannot, a father can't behave like children. Leaders in the parties cannot behave like ordinary members. We need to hold them to a higher standard, that we don't expect you as a leader to do this. But I'm not going to say anything about this. Like I said, if you are not a ANC person, ANC card holding member, why does it bother you that Zizi is there? Why does it bother you? The ANC will reap what they sow. Whoever they put in there, and this does not only go for the ANC. We have seen the DA putting into parliament racist people, and even now the majority of the DA is a racist party in anyway. And you see that they got guys from AfriForum, who went to TUT and painted their face black. When the rules was clearly stating that TUT need to observe children or accept children into, I think it's vegetarians, or what do they call these doctors that work with animals? That word always is a tongue twister for me. White people need to be at least 20%, and the rest needs to be black and stuff like that. Working as on the Department of Agriculture, I know the doctors, the animal doctors, what do they call them? Vets. They call them vets. Let me say vets for short. If I'm speaking under correction, but most of them are white. And by most, I mean more than 70%. You understand? I'll have to think if there is any. Yeah, most of them are white. In my department anyway. Could be different in other provinces and all that. So, yeah, there's something that is bothering me. I do not want to mix it with this video, but it's okay. Let me say it here. There's a petition that is going out to try and unseat Andile Ngcitama from parliament. Just like a petition that went out that gave the DA pressure to suspend, not to unseat Ronaldo Goes from parliament. Remember, Ronaldo Goes is still a parliamentarian right now. So people knowing what Andile stands for, Pan-Africanism, black consciousness, bring back the land and everything, because they tried to deregister the BLF. I mean, they put Andile into so much stress just to say, you know, there's that thing of freedom of expression, freedom of association, but those things did not apply to Andile. Andile was treated differently because of who he is and what he stood for as a Pan-Africanist. There's a petition that's out. I saw that people are saying that Andile must come out of parliament. But there is a counter petition. I'll try to find it and put it for you guys on the comment section, where people are saying, leave, hands off Andile. We as Africans must stand up. This is the time to stand up, especially those who follow Mkhonto Sizwe and subscribe to Mkhonto Sizwe type of politics. Go and support Andile in that petition. It's very important. We can't be noisemakers. Peace in Pan-Africanism, Pan-Africanist, but when it comes to supporting our own, we don't do it. Let's show Andile how much we love him. When I signed the petition, it was somewhere at 4,000 signatures. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. When they compare the two, the petitions, the one of Andile must be more. Ngoba thina sibaningi. Please, my people, those who can share it for us on the comment section before I do, please do share that petition so that she supported Andile Ncetama. Please, that's all I wanted to say for today. Until we meet next time, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Yantanda kakhulu. Keep on firing that comment section, but click the like button also. Can I have a video that has got 10,000 views but it's got 100 likes? Kanjan, people, come on. As supporting these things help us to spread the word. And there's so many YouTube channels speaking about so many different things. You have chosen to come this side where we are promoting Pan-Africanism and one African, one language, one Africa, one currency, one Africa, one president, one Africa, one army, one Africa, one information system and everything. This is the type of things that this channel stands for. If you like those type of things, share like button, share. Let the other people know what is going on and all of that. And if you really enjoy the content of your boy King, click the subscribe button. I'll appreciate it, that one as well. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism.